Losing 9 out of the last 12 games. I don't think anyone deserves an award, but we're going to do it anyway. All right. All right, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to go over some of the awards categories and how we're going to present this. And I don't know how we're going to do this, considering how badly the end of the season's gone. My motivation to do this, I have to be honest, was pretty low. But here we are. Here we are. How are you, Jake? You all right?
Listen, mate, the way I look at it, right, I'm doing very well. Everything's okay. But the way I look at it is if we do this video and an awards show, think about the good things, we can also count this as a season review where we don't have to get that depressed.
Good plan. I like that.
Right? Remember last season when you made us go through every single result? Remember when you made us do that? Yeah.
I remember that.
This is the reverse of that. Let's have a nice time and talk about
I remember us getting to January and I was just like, I want this video to stop now, but I've given that much detail to the fixtures up till January, and it was just it's quite similar to the end of last season, really, isn't it? Until the end of the season.
It's near an identical season, really, isn't it? Except without a lot of the excuses of everything they had last season. Put it this way, it's nice of Southampton to give us a little bit of news to go in this video, right?
It has indeed, and we'll address that in just a short moment. But as always, welcome to everyone in the chat section. Let us know where you're watching the video from, and please do get involved in all of these topics because they will be open to discussion. We're going to do it exactly the same as we did the last award show. We've done one of these before, where basically there's going to be 7 categories, of which I'll reveal in just a short moment. I'm going to give my answer, Jack's going to give his answer, and then we're going to go to the chat section to decide between us all who's going to get the coveted Matchday Vlogs awards. I haven't got a physical award here. I didn't really think about that.
This can a San Pellegrino.
Nice.
Congratulations.
You and your Tory lemonade.
I got a Tory lemonade. I got a bow tie on. I pretty much went to Eton. Oh, right, let's open another food bank. That's what they'll say.
Welcome to everyone's chat section. Thank you very much, Josh. We've put it's the award ceremony, so we made an effort. Yeah, we're either in court or we're doing the award ceremony. When we were
if you wear this to court, you are going to jail. If Anne Purd wore this, it would be going even worse for her. Somehow, as bad as it's already going, it's going to go even worse for her.
Is it? Prance stream is very laggy. Is it laggy? What, we're both laggy?
Or just one of us laggy?
I'm feeling pretty laggy, if I'm honest.
Are they just talking about the content, or are they talking about the stream itself?
Because they're like, just get on with it. Just get on with the topics.
Either.
It could be either, indeed. So I'm going to run through the categories that we'll be going through tonight. As I said, we're going to be voting on these. You guys in the chat section can vote on these. And if you're watching this on replay, you can vote in the comment section as well. So please feel free to do that. So there will be, how many have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's kind of 6 and then 2 bonus ones. There we go. Which is one more than last year.
Sounds like we figured that out. Sounds like we've got this format locked.
Exactly. So running through the categories, we're going to have most improved player, most idiotic moment, off the pitch moment, team of the season, where we're going to basically pick an 11 that we think is the best team. That's going to be so hard.
Difficult. What we have to that round has an asterisk on it of like this is just the players we didn't really hate at the end of the season.
Yeah. If everyone's playing amazing, this is the 11 that we pick. Then we move on to player of the season, goal of the season to finish it off with, and then the 2 bonus ones, which will be vlog of the season, and then away day food, best gran. Look at that.
Good times.
And I'm guessing it's not going to be the Wolves away pie. Spoiler.
Absolutely not.
Spoiler.
Like, if there's the opposite for that, for the award, if there's something that if we could write a strongly worded letter to the Molyneux to be like, yo,
yeah,
sort this. I would like that to be the outcome of this video.
It was so bad. It was even painful to watch you eat that. So yeah, it's my
It's
worst.
because I eat
That's
like an animal. Just
yeah.
it's hard for me to watch any pie.
Right then. Should we roll it? Let's move on. Actually, do you want to reveal the news? You had some news.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that before we start doing all this.
Yes. Backroom
Minus
staff move around.
Ralph. They're all gone.
Or everyone.
The backroom staff, all three of them. Calvin Davis and what are the other two called? No, the other two boys. What are their names? It'd be good if I had this up right. Calvin Davis, Dave Watson, and Craig Fleming have all been let go.
Gotcha.
So what's his face on the video analysis is still there. Richard something or other. I can't remember what his name is.
That's what I was wondering.
Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo's still there.
Mark Ruffalo's still there.
So
he is the Hulk. He's the Hulk.
Exactly. If you get rid of him, he will be angry. Things will go crazy. But I think this is the best. I think this is the best outcome for us. Really, do you know what I mean? It's Ralph has clearly got a good plan and it works. But we get to a point in the season where he needs new ideas, fresh ideas, and someone to hit it off. And clearly, free goalkeepers aren't the people to do it. So who would have thought? But that's something we have been saying quite a lot this season. So it's. This is a good. Not to be mean to any of the three men. Not especially not Super Calvin Davis, but
well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But this is quite a good start for the summer. Really, I'm glad that this has happened. And like other people would rather it be Ralph and the whole thing go, but listen, that's more money. That's more money. That's not really. It's not what the owners want. The owners really like Ralph and they like that style of football. So it's how do we make this the best it can be? How can we fully back this? And I saw like an insane thing the other day that somebody said that Ralph has spent like over 100 mil, close to 200 mil. It's like not really. He has, but he hasn't.
He's spent money. He's bought players. That's true. But yeah, you're absolutely right. You sack Ralph, and that's effectively 12 to 15 million quid in compensation. So yeah, let's buy another player.
Plus whoever they've got to get in. Assuming that they might already be in a job,
right?
You would have to then pay out that contract because let's be honest, if you think of the available managers right now, there's not many that I'd be like, yeah, I'd like him. That would be an upgrade.
Right then. Well, there we go. That is the big news that was broke a matter of minutes ago, hours ago, something like that. We're going to try and keep this on topic though, so we're moving on to the awards. I can see a few questions jumping in the chat section. Feel free to answer amongst yourselves on those ones, but we're going to try and stick on topic and run through these. Otherwise, it's going to be a 2-hour show.
Unless we see a really good question, in which case we're just going to have to answer it.
That's true. Please feel free to vote on these yourselves. We're going to have our little discussion, and I'm going to go to the chat section on each of these, and we will decide who it is. So, first topic. Here we go. You ready? Most improved player.
This might be the hardest one.
Prior to March of this year. Should we do that?
Yeah. Let's do it like that.
Because otherwise it's no one.
Literally the only way we can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So in terms of the candidates here, I would probably say Kyle Walker-Peters is well in there for the discussion. I also think James Ward-Prowse is in there for the discussion. And Fraser Forster is in there for the discussion. But would there be any particular standout for you, just to kick this off?
Yep, and it's none of them. It's Moy Elianusi. Because let's be honest,
okay.
If it was this time last season, I'm pretty sure you said, I probably said Moy to go in the summer. He's not really, is he a player we want? And there's a part of me that also thought, he's a good squad player to have him there. That would be good. And then he's coming this season, and let's be real, probably the most consistent winger we've had. I would say so. Right? You think Stuart Armstrong paired with him? Yeah. I would say that Moy's probably had more goal involvements than Stu. Yeah. I think he's been just as consistent as him. I think he's been just as on a level. Okay. And then Theo. Teller, no. Redmond, okay, Redmond's got a few more assists, but who started the more games this season because they were more consistent?
Yeah.
Moy has gone from like Fraser was when he was at Celtic. We thought he was gone, done and dusted, never to be seen again. And then this season, Moyes come in with some pretty important goals.
Yeah.
Really big performances. When Southampton, when we were playing our good games, I just thought Moy was a player that was really doing stuff. And then even in games like I think it was like some of the FA Cup games, that when he wasn't brought on towards the end of the game, I thought we really missed him. So yeah, I think for me, Moy Elyounoussi gets my vote.
Okay, you got Moy Elyounoussi. I'm going
only because as well, Kyle Walker-Peters was already wicked last season.
He was, but I got a caveat to that. Go on.
Okay, Ward-Prowse was already pretty good last season. Now, okay, fair play, he's banged in all the goals this season, but he was already James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, James Ward-Prowse could win all of these categories, by the way.
Exactly. That's the other thing I had to think about. I thought about the award nights at St Mary's, and I thought, well, let's separate it. And then, but you're right as well. Forster is definitely a one to come back, but it's more of a return to where he was a long time ago.
Yeah, that is very, very true. So my little caveat to Kyle Walker-Peters, the reason why I think he's improved this season, he always was good, you're absolutely right. I think he's played incredibly well on the right back position, but it's the fact that he's been able to adapt to the left and still play as good, if not better, and also play further up the pitch. So in terms of his all-round game, we've just seen a lot more this season, as opposed to just a solid right back who's able to sort of whip it in and work off long balls from the central back position. So I think we've seen a different aspect of his game improve, but that's just my vote. But I can totally see why you go for Elyounoussi. But I think I did see a comment earlier that basically sort of said, in terms of where Elyounoussi was in terms of expectation, he was just basically it's non-existent really, wasn't it? He wasn't really featuring it at all. So in terms of where he's come from, you could probably look at that and say that's the most improved player. But let me chuck it over to the chat section and see what everyone's saying. Let's have a look through some of these. Plenty of votes in it. What I'll do is I'll click on all the ones that agree with me, and then it'll just Smart. No, everyone can see what's in the chat section. That's one here. Moy, there's a vote there. Josh is going for Forster. Chloe's going for Kyle Walker-Peters. Visnell, Kyle Walker-Peters. Ratic Box going for Peru. Yeah.
Again, not a bad shout. But I tried to not include first season players.
Yeah.
Really, because I thought we don't know what the expectation level is for them, but
it's true.
I get that.
Salasu kind of ruined it in a way.
Yeah.
It was most improved, and it was like.
I've watched a lot of other people's team of the season videos, and every one of them pretty much they will say, "What about Salasu?" And like, "Oh yeah, he was good." And then what happened?
Yeah, he's still a great player. I think it's just a confidence thing. Tom's went with Kyle Peters. James going for Valerie.
Good shout.
Kind of like
Valerie
in a centre back. Yeah, not as a right back, as a centre back in a three partnership. Three partnership? Does that work?
Yeah.
As a three.
A menage a trois.
Centre back. Yeah, indeed. Okay, family show. James saying, Elyounoussi, Kyle Walker-Peters. I'm not sure what this is telling me here. It's definitely, Forster, he's having Spurs medical. What do you reckon? Where's the vote going here?
I think looking at what you're bringing up, even though I can't not really look at the comments, it looks like Kyle Walker-Peters has got it to me.
Yeah, Lianco's in there.
I mean, let's be fair. I want to give everything to Lianco, even like my money and my house, and I give him everything. But
Alex
James,
McCarthy?
get out.
Alex McCarthy?
He's improved in the sense that I haven't seen him that much this season. Yes. An injured McCarthy is an improvement on a fit McCarthy. Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Which probably brings us on to our next category. But yeah, let's go with the. I'm going to call it. It's going to go to Kyle Walker-Peters because I had a picture prepared.
I had a feeling. Is there a picture of Moy there, mate? Is there a picture of Moy?
No.
Cool.
But I would have uploaded one quickly for us. But there we go. Kyle Walker-Peters, a bit of a phenom really in terms of what he's been able to do at the club in a right back and a left back position, and also playing further up the pitch as well. And he just, more I've seen play is just an absolutely stunning buy for the club, and just exactly the sort of player that we need to buy all the time in all of the positions. Let's hope we have a busy summer where we get lots of players like this.
Gonna happen. It's
Gonna happen. Gonna happen. See, believe, achieve. Come on. Right then. Awesome. That went well. Good category. That was good. Good job, team. Well done. Right. Here we go. Most idiotic moment of the season. I mean, the last few games, you could probably spend a while on this, but there's one that still gripes me.
Yeah. I hopefully it's the same one as mine, because if it is, I mean, it's straight in there.
It's a game that you managed to avoid, actually, and I was sat there by myself, staring in disbelief as Alex McCarthy was injured and decided to tell James Ward-Prowse to come and stand on his goal line and play every single Brighton player on side. But that's mine.
It's not just
straight to the point, really. I didn't want to do villain of the season, because I remember last time we did villain of the season, it just felt a bit harsh. But
yeah, but we did give that to referees though, so that's okay. But knowing this season full well that we're going to give it to Alex McCarthy and his idioticness, we had to change that a little bit. So here we are. Here we are. Yeah, it can't be anything else apart from Alex McCarthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not going off when he was injured, requesting Ward-Prowse jump back. I mean, it's just it was the worst thing ever. I can't remember actually what I was doing because I not being at the game, but I remember being like, "Oh, we're gonna win this," and then when it came through, I was like, "What is this? What's happened?" And then instantly saw it. I think I was out with people, and I instantly was just like, "I'm going home." Whatever mood I was in before this, I ain't in it now, and it's. I think about it a lot. I wake up sweating sometimes just thinking about Ward-Prowse running back. It's just like stupid, just stupid.
Yeah, it was utterly ridiculous. And I still think Ward-Prowse has an element of blame in that situation because he's the captain. If Alex McCarthy is telling him he's injured, he needs to be saying, get down, roll on the floor, get off the pitch, we'll bring on a sub-keeper. And I'll play in a position where I'm not playing every Brighton player on side.
The only upside to that is that when any club come in for Pro C this summer, we can be like, look, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
You want that? It's not just free kicks. And then you'd be like, got you. any opposition show that I've been on this year, I tried to just downplay Pro C. I'm like, you don't want to see him.
Yeah, you don't. No.
It's
only spot kicks.
Then he does that at Wolves, and you're like, for God's sake, mate, we're trying to keep you here. Stop it.
I did have to double take on this one because Sinek Tully won to put James Ward-Prowse for the free kick, and then he clarified it and went, nope, Brighton. It's like, yeah. You had me really confused, and I was thinking, what did he do then? We won one and we didn't win the other. It's actually unanimous, really, isn't it?
It's brilliant. It can't be anything else. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in a football match. Like, you know what? That's this season. Like, I think it was in the Championship. I can't remember which side it was, but a keeper did that thing of like, you know, when they put the ball down, they don't realize that the attacker's right behind them, and they just pinch it like proper Jeepers keepers stuff. Someone's done that this year, and this is still stupider than that.
Yeah, exactly that. So there it is. It's got our seal of approval as the most idiotic moment in our season, where Alex McCarthy, who was injured, decided to ask James Ward-Prowse to come and defend and try and be a goalie on his goal line, and he played everyone on side, and Neil Maupay got through and smashed the ball in the back of the net and shushed everyone in St Mary's Stadium. What a horrible end of the game that was. There we go. Fun. Our most idiotic moment of the season. There we go. Fantastic. Let's take that off the screen and let's move on. To a slightly more enlightening one. Off the pitch moment. There's been quite a few sort of nice things that have happened to the club. We've had a few people sort of give their farewells. Dave Merrington moving on. He definitely deserves a shout for all his service to the club as a manager, as a co-commentator on BBC Solent. So, Dave, if you're watching, it's been amazing. It's been emotional. There's been a few things going on, and of course the club being bought.
Yep.
Davis and all. We forgot about that, didn't we?
For me, those are the two that I'm like, right, one of these two you can give it to, because Dave Marrington, not only just being his final year, but signing on for the extra year to be like, right, this is the retirement round. And I remember at the beginning of the season, he had that little chat about, the nights in Europe, which really got the crowd going. And I was really gutted that I wasn't there for the Liverpool game, just because of Dave Marrington saying goodbye. It looked like he looked like he got the crowd going. It's just a nice, we're gonna miss him. It's been there for a while, hasn't he? It's just going to be a big miss. But you're right. Really, the dragon coming in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite something really. What one note on that Dave Marrington farewell kind of speech? It was quite so. I had a little bit of a tear in my eye. I'll be honest with you. But it was quite evident that whenever he was asked about questions like, well, "How does it feel, Dave? How does it feel for you to see this appreciation towards you?" And at not one moment did he say, "Yeah, it's great," but he basically just turned it back and said, "These lads, these under-11s, these under-18s, these lads are the future of this club, and you fans are the future of this club and the heart and soul of this community." And it's just like, it's amazing to watch.
He's
such a selfless man. It was just wonderful.
Reeks of man management, doesn't it? Reeks of man management. He's definitely a player of the game, and it's just, that's what I mean. He just always knows the right things to say. Even over the course of his time doing commentary for Southampton, he's always said the right things.
Yeah.
And he's been, just a true legend of the club from pretty much day one, hasn't he? And that goes for him across in all the local communities. I think pretty much every Southampton fan I know has a little Dave Marrington story, or seen him somewhere, seen him doing something good. So he's just the boss. So Dave's almost a shoo-in for this.
Indeed. But of course, the new ownership coming in, all very, very exciting. Us getting a 4-1 win over Brentford at home. It's kind of a nice moment as well.
Yeah. You got to think maybe a lot of that run in that period of time was this big uplift that the club had, and we were really riding on those coattails. So probably the best games this season, the best run that we have, all sort of come off the back of that. So it's it's just a massive relief on it. Oh my God, there he is.
There is.
He's not a chess master. But let's be fair, and I feel the summer and next season will be the real sort of like, new owners are good, aren't they? So it's
okay, just what they do.
Just excited to see what comes on. What
and
happens.
I guess we're seeing the start of it now with the announcement of the coaching staff having a mix around, and we touched on it earlier, but it's something that has been, I think, long overdue, if we're all really, really honest. And we went to Kelvin Davis's testimonial. It was brilliant. It was great. And it was just kind of like, oh, he's still here. It's like, but, obviously he has his merit. But like we said, there's 3 goalkeepers in there. So,
well, when you can compare it to what left, when Danny Rowe left to go to Bayern Munich and now Germany, you think, well, you've not replaced him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not just someone wasn't quite good enough for the role. You've not replaced him at all. So the fact that they've cut, the season's over and it's it's not even been over a full week yet. They're like, right, let's get to it. It's going to be, obviously, I think that to me says this is going to be a busy summer, so we need to sort this out now.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's going for your vote, Jack?
For me, I'm going to give it Dave.
Okay.
For me, that's where I am, purely because we didn't ride those coattails of that ownership all the way to the end of the season. If we had done that, maybe we could talk about differently about that. Dave.
Yeah, sounds good. And I too am going to go for that. I'm just checking the chat section to see if they're all in agreement. Let's see. New owners and Dave Marrington should share the award. Joshua's mentioned that apparently Dave left his signed shirt in the stadium. Yeah, I heard that too.
Which is a shame because everybody knows once you retire, you're not allowed back in. That's it.
There we go. So yeah, let's do that. Let's give it to Dave Marrington, absolute legend of the club, and certainly from the games that I was fortunate enough to go and see at the Dell, he was in the managerial dugout and, managed some legend players, and then to follow that on with his footballing knowledge and his little quirks that we hear on the highlights, and also if you're listening on live, I know he brought a lot of enjoyment to a lot of Southampton fans out there who also weren't able to go to the stadium and see the game. So he will be missed. Dave, you've been an absolute legend, mate, and we wish you the very, very best. Look at that. Nice stuff. That's a nice picture too, isn't it?
It's a lovely picture.
I like that picture. It's a good picture. Kind of want to leave it on there for longer. But there we go. Right, moving on to... This one's going to be fun. Team of the season.
Okay. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Can we have 3 players in the squad? Is that how it's going to work?
My biggest thought is formation, because there's no way more than one of those strikers can go in that team. Only one, really.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tricky one. But the way we're gonna do this is it's very simple. Feel free to stick in your team of the season in the chat section or in the comment section if you're watching this on replay, and we are gonna pick our best 11 between us, and then I might tweak it if there's some alarming comments in the comments or chat section, and I'll switch those around. But for the final time of the season, we can have a go at this. Right, in goal. I don't think I need to do anything here, do I?
Harry Lewis. Let's put him in there. Willie Caballero.
It's just not even a discussion, really.
But let us give a little shout out to Willie Caballero, who did come in and do a job this season. Thank you, Will.
Yes.
Yeah. He was there for some moments. He did some stuff. Thanks, mate.
He did some stuff. He did do some stuff, and he certainly sort of showed to the rest of the league, in terms of the COVID stoppages and all that kind of stuff. Like, well, just get another player, get someone on loan,
Yep.
So there we go. But yeah, I think that position, Fraser Forster, we've had much more happy memories with him in goal than anyone else. So, yeah. But of course, the sad news is that he's on his way to Spurs as a backup for Hugo Lloris, which seems very sad. But there we go.
And we're keeping the guy who got the most idiotic award. Cool.
Yeah,
fine.
Awesome.
Cool.
I don't think we are. I think we'll get someone new. So,
but someone new's coming in for sure, but doesn't mean he's not going to be sat on the bench the entire time and just there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just he's there. Just get him gone. Don't want him there.
So now we move on to let's go with a 4, because I think we've played majority of the games with a 4-2-2-2. So let's stick with that.
Formation of the season goes to 4-2-2-2. Congratulations, formation of the season.
Yeah, you've brought us the most excitement, one way or the other. So right back position, I kind of feel I need to go for Tino in this one.
It's gotta be Tino Livramento. Here's the thing: if we were picking what I think our strongest formation is, it would be Kyle Walker-Peters and Peru. But if we're talking about who are the best players this season, it's Tino.
Yeah.
Tino and Kyle Walker-Peters. Tino's been amazing. Like, let's be honest, no one knew that was going to happen. It's been an absolute joyride, hasn't it? Just seeing him he's been so good. When those that peak towards the end of the year, January, February, just to see him burst down the wings and beat a player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he is magic,
Yeah, absolutely. And very, very creative player that we're also looking at, sort of saying, well, why don't we play him further up the pitch? And now Kyle Walker-Peters in behind and Peru on the left. And so, but, we'll see. We'll see. It could turn into some kind of, Gareth Bale legend,
He did something at Southampton that I've not seen in quite a few seasons, and he made competition for place.
Right. Yeah.
We were like, I don't know who starts. Yeah. He's so good. We've got our issue here is everyone's too good in this position, and so big up to that. Can't be that.
Big up to that. So moving on to the left, I'm a bit torn here, but there's only one player that I think we can put in here, despite someone else having a pretty good season.
Yeah, listen, Peru is going to be the underrated man this season. He is, but he kind of was all season anyway with Tino in the squad, and I think he was a bit underrated with Ralph as well. Obviously, you don't want to say think good, it was kind of good that Tino got injured. It's not, but for Peru to be able to take that place, I do think him on the left and Kyle Walker-Peters on the right is the stronger pairing. I think it's the safer bet. But Kyle Walker-Peters walks on both sides, and he just happens to be, maybe, if not the second best player in the squad this season.
Yeah. No, totally agree. And his adaptability as well. I'm just having a look at some of the comments that are coming in so far as well. There's a few people saying that agrees with our right and left back positioning. So does... Oh, that one doesn't. Kieran's sort of going for Peru and Kyle Walker-Peters. Some Tino, KWP, yeah, same one there. There's a Peru in there as well. So mixed feelings on Tino. But
listen, like we said, this isn't who we starting on the weekend. This is who were the highlights of the season? Who were the ones? Who were no? And it's got to be Tino.
Yeah.
If Peru had the season that Tino did, it'd be insane. Like the expectations that we had to Tino to what he produced was so incredibly high. Whereas Peru, as a player, we paid a bit more for. We might have had a little bit more expectation. If he had been that level of good of where we probably thought his baseline was, he'd be gone this summer. So it's got to be Tino.
Yeah. In case you're watching the game, Roma have scored in the conference.
I think if Jose wins this, he'll be the first manager to win it. Win it all. So win it all, baby.
That'd be quite something. Quite something indeed. Right. Now, this one I'm struggling with. I kind of feel we have to put Salasu in here.
Get him in there. He goes straight in there.
And then this position just is so hard because there are some things. Yeah, no, I understand. But as a pairing at the back.
But this team isn't starting at the weekend.
I know. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
I will be fair and
I'm
say
not going to put Bednarek in there because it would just lose half the.
Here's the thing: Bednarek this season became the highest scoring Polish player in Premier League history, so you can't take that away from him. He did score a few important goals, and when the squad was performing at its fullest, he performed. He did some good. He did play well, but when the team was at its worst, he was the pinch. Of what he was terrible. He was getting turned. He was the worst player in that squad. When the team was playing bad, he was the worst one. Yeah. And unfortunately, that really outweighs the good stuff that you did this season. Even though he did do some really good stuff this season, that just outweighs it for me. And I think Lianco's been such a breath of fresh air to the club. I think everybody loves him.
On and off the pitch, he's been a breath of fresh air. Yeah, he's been a super fan of the club, and it's been great, seeing his activities. I think the only other thing for me is the fact that, if you look at the stats for the season, I know this isn't really on brand for us, but most of the interceptions have come from Salasu and Bednarek across the entire league. I think they sort of lead the stats in with that, which sort of leads you to believe like they get a little bit hung out to dry in terms of the way Ralph sets us up. So they sort of have to commit, and they are found out of position. They are tracking back. They're sort of found wanting on more occasions than perhaps other centre backs in the league, just by the fact of the method of football that we're playing. So I kind of had a little bit of sympathy on that regard, because of course our wing backs are basically here, and one of them is back, and then suddenly they're on the break. That's you see a lot of that, but I think even still, with the kind of effort that we've also seen and the communication between these two, I agree. Let's go with Lianco.
Gots to be.
That was a long way around to getting there, but you see what I mean.
Listen, it's only fair. Bednarek, like, as much as we we can go in on him and say what's bad, he's still been at times a decent player of this club, and he is, when he's on it, he does try. Mm-hmm. It's just that even him trying it sometimes is just the worst thing.
Yeah. And maybe, this kind of transfer window, if Bednarek does go to, as talks of him going to, Serie A, does that then mean that we sort of get the license to go out and get someone that's a bit more fitting to do what Ralph is trying to do, really. So who knows? Who knows?
In my mind, I feel that position there needs to go to a slightly more veteran Premier League centre back.
That's never going to happen, though, is it?
I don't know. I think maybe like a Tarkowski from Burnley. I think that's a good shout. I think that, you know, him being relegated, I think it needs to be someone that's has got Premier League experience.
Yeah.
Even if it's a slightly older player, like I'm not saying Gary. I'm not saying Gary Cahill. But that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, just
go on.
I'll find someone. No, it's just I can't think of anybody apart from Gary Cahill. But you know, why? Who are you thinking? Who do you think I'm going to say?
That gurning Man United defender.
Oh, you thought I was going to say Phil Jones?
Yeah.
To be honest, at this point, you're more likely to get Harry Maguire for 50 quid.
No, don't want that. Don't want that. No.
No?
No. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Is there any discussion here? Is there?
Nah.
No, it's not. Is there? Yeah. And we'll just leave it there.
If you could replace every other player in that team with that, good to go.
Yeah.
This is difficult because
is it?
Ori, here's the thing. It's Ori. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But has he been that amazing this season?
No, but who else do you want? Diallo? I love him to bits. He's improved.
Hey,
but he's not a defensive midfielder.
Had a much better season than we would have thought. But, you know, you're right. Romeo goes in there.
Yeah.
But it's just he goes in there because he's Romeo, and we all like Romeo.
Yeah.
But if this was going on form, we would change the formation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we'd have 5 at the back, and then suddenly there'll be analysts in there. But no, there's some debate here. Diallo's names has come up.
Listen, I think Diallo had a really good season. You know, in reality, you still owe him a shirt. He put the ball in the net 3 times that night, bro.
No, he didn't. Twice.
Yes, he did. He scored twice, and then he scored a penalty in the shootout. That's 3 goals.
No, he scored once in the game, once in the shootout.
That's outrageous. That's outrageous. Even now, you've got all the shirts, and you can just go get one printed.
It's true. I could do that. But it'd be funny selling it in 30 years' time and going, who was that? It's amazing.
Yeah, but you can sell it along with the NFT of that video where we say you have to do it. Because that'll be a thing by then. The digital space, guys. Look out for
Absolutely. Yeah. Taking control.
Look out for the Matchday Vlogs NFTs.
It doesn't know how to pass the ball. He did lose it quite a bit. I think also the he has definitely improved this year, but just for me, he's much more attacking. And if Diallo's on the pitch, what it basically means is James Ward-Prowse is going to sit back. Yeah. So in terms of a number 6 role, it has to be Romeo.
I also think the number 6 will be another position that we look to get in the summer.
Yeah.
I think so. I think it's not, you know, he's getting a bit older. He can't play every game. And then he gets very tired, and we can't get that energy back. So I think number 6 will be good for us.
Indeed.
And maybe Phil Jones, because Phil Jones can play stuff.
You're absolutely right, Chloe. The Diallo was the treble against Brentford. But then so many people
Wolves.
were. Yeah, it was. Right, let's move on to our wingers. I've got a feeling I'm torn on this one as well, because I think everyone hates Redmond, and I think it's unjust. But he's not making it into his team.
Here's the thing, right? That goal against Liverpool, great goal. Great goal.
It was a great goal, yeah.
Wicked goal. Where's that been all season?
On the bench. That's where it's been.
He had the first start out for the season. He didn't do it.
he had it, but he was basically assisting it. So all Elianusi's goals were coming off Redmond, and Brohu's goals coming off Redmond. All those assists, most assists.
I don't know, mate. I just think it's that Ryan.
He's not going in there, so
it's that Ryan Bertrand syndrome for me. Yeah, it's fine, but it could be better.
Yeah, will we be looking at buying a Redmond next season? I get it, but
Yeah,
he's
there's a winger, a good winger is definitely something we're after in the summer. Surely. I know
yeah.
I'm saying this on nearly every spot that we've talked about, but it is one of those summers.
hmm I suppose. So anyway, who are you sticking on the left? Is it Moy?
It's gotta be Moy.
Yeah.
Gotta be Moy.
Yeah, I think it has to be in terms of what he's been able to do, and he's yeah, played some great football. Petered off towards the end of the season, but when we were on form, when we were playing really well, it didn't really get much better than Elianusi and Stuart Armstrong on the wings, did it?
No, it didn't. Those were on our best days. Those were our best wingers, and who would have thought that? Beginning of the
Yeah.
season. So
So
that's
there we
that's
go.
what I'm saying.
That's done. And Armstrong with some decent goals in the FA Cup as well. Always posed a threat, but I think on certain games it was pretty dreadful, but on other games it looked pretty impressive. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Any other chance for the right wing?
I
Walcott?
mean,
Walcott? Anyone for Walcott?
anyone,
Anyone?
anyone, anyone.
Anyone?
I mean, Nathan Taylor. This is just purely on, someone breaking through a little bit this season. It was nice to see Taylor a lot. To
Yeah.
see Small Bone out and about again as well. Let's not forget about those boys. I feel like when you're talking about this position, it feels like we're missing someone, but we're not. We're just literally missing a good player in that position. You're like, there must be someone else who's there that's good. Like,
Yeah.
nah, there's not right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuart Armstrong has been terrible towards the end of the season. I know everyone has, but he can't pass well.
Gineppo, yeah, that's who I forgot.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, Bambi legs. Yeah, he's not getting in the squad.
No, indeed. Small Bones had some okay performances. Chloe's talking about we'll get onto the strike force in just a moment, but yeah, it'd be nice to have an absolute stone cold killer up front. Stone cold killer up front. That'd be good. Tanner is highly rated in my opinion. Yeah.
No, he's yet to be rated. That's the thing.
Yeah, there's moments. Right. Up front. There's one player that's just got to go in here straight away.
Yeah.
Armando Broja. Who's not our top goal scorer for the season. That's James Ward-Prowse, because James Ward-Prowse is winning everything tonight. But he has been able to score some quite amazing individual goals without any help, and create something out of nothing on quite a few occasions. So it's got to be Armando Broja in there. He's also a lot more selfish than a lot of our other strikers in terms of sort of getting hold of it. Yes, he's looked pretty lost towards the end of the season, but to be honest with you, I think those final games he's probably thinking, I wonder where I'm going to play next season. I don't want to get injured. My mate Tino's out for the rest of the year. I think I'm going to take it easy. So I think that's really been on the back of his mind, but he is a phenomenal talent, and if he's not at Southampton and an extension of the loan next year, then so be it. I certainly wish him the very best until he comes back and plays for someone else. Obviously, that's the way it goes. That's what we do. Fair?
Yeah, I'm going to be upset when I see him play at like a Newcastle or a Leicester next season. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I feel like with Tammy Abrahams doing that at Chelsea and Werner and stuff, and Conor Gallagher to come back, and there's a lot of attackers in that Chelsea squad, and I feel like one of them's going to be shipped out, and I think it must probably be Broja.
Yeah.
And I'd be amazed if he comes back to us next season, as much as Ralph wants it. So it's going to be annoying when we see him in another Premier League shirt that isn't Chelsea. So he's been great. I think it was the night at Palace for me that was just like, oh my god, he's wicked.
Yeah.
Who is this kid? Yeah, and he dropped off towards the end. And he did. It's annoying because those goals that he got, he really pushed in for him and he really drove for him. He got him out of nothing. And to do that, you need to really put in the effort. And then when to see him in the latter half of the season really not putting in that effort, you're like, well, he's never going to score.
No. No one's risking themselves. And, I think when you're a lone player, you've got to have that in the back of your mind and thinking like, well, end of the season, we're on the beach. So, number 10.
Shane Long scores. We're on the pitch. Shane Long scores. We're on the pitch.
He's featured quite a bit in terms of his final season.
Listen,
Could it be a testimonial, do you reckon? Testimonial for Shane Long?
I'm of the opinion I wouldn't mind to see him just get an extension. Like, I think when he's on the pitch, he does a job.
I think that the hardest thing though is the fact of seeing Shane Long get all that game time and watching poor old Adam Armstrong on the bench thinking, what have I got to do to get a game?
You know what you got to do? You got to put in the effort that Shane Long puts in when he's on the pitch. And he scored a few goals this season. Don't forget, old Shane.
Yeah.
Surprise pick, but it's difficult.
Shea Adams.
Because I mean, listen, Shea bagged a good handful of goals, but you know, Shea was always that striker that needs the confidence boost, and he needed that confident striker playing with him. And at the beginning of the season, it kind of felt like he was doing it, but it's just hard, isn't it? It's him and Adam Armstrong so many times this season they were just unselfish, and it was just really lacked of just no awareness. Yeah. So I never thought I saw more mistakes out of Adam Armstrong and Shea Adams doing stuff like that than I did Shane Long doing those things. I saw less mistakes from Shane Long.
Yeah. I mean, he only really featured towards the end of the campaign, though. But I don't know.
Hey, there's the FA Cup. He featured a lot in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
You know, that FA Cup run was very good, and I thought he was really decent in it.
We had 10 players on the pitch.
Yeah, and you know, and how often were we singing, you know, his name in the stadium this season?
It's true.
We were, you know, every time Shane Long came on, it got a huge reaction from everyone. So, you know,
you really want me to put Shane Long in?
I don't really. I think this is one where you kind of have to ask the old comment section. You have to ask the chat. Yeah. But I would say out of the other three, for me, Long did more of a job.
Straight away, if Long plays next year, we're going down.
I don't disagree with that. If he's our number one striker, absolutely. But the unfortunate thing is, he was a striker doing something this season.
Yeah. Long does score. Yeah, he does. And he's a mischief. And I think that is something that also his experience in the Premier League, he can really mug off defences and just wind people up towards the end of the game. I think he's great for that.
He's a player that has, you know, lost a touch, you know, quite a touch of pace, all that sort of stuff. But yet he's still a problem for defence. He still charges down every ball. He's still, you know, and Ralph made him play 120 minutes twice this season.
Yeah,
and he did it fine.
Yeah. All right. Look at this.
Bet you didn't think you were going to be doing this tonight, did you?
No. Shane Long and Shea Adams. Wow. Okay. All right. For those in the chat session, stick in your vote, and we'll see who wins this. It's going to be Shane Long or Shea Adams. Go. See what comes in, because it's pretty even at the moment.
It's difficult because you don't want to admit it, but
okay, there's one in there. All the keyboard warriors smashing away. I can hear them. There's 2 votes for Shane, 1 for Shea. It's 2-1 at the moment. It's 3. It's 4. Someone's putting Schlong. It just made me smile. Okay, someone help me count these. Where are we? Shane, Shea, Adams. I think this is even confusing. We've got first names and last names. That's making it really easy.
I think almost the fact that Shane Long's putting up this much of a fight shows you that Shane should be in there.
Yeah, you're probably right. So it has to be Shea for crying out loud. Look at this. 43. It is. Someone doesn't care. They just want to know if we're Ralph in and Ralph out. He's staying. But we're on the fence. People saying Long for a joke. Maybe. Do you know why he's going in there? Go on then. For the mischief that he's caused. And he might not be in this award ceremony next season.
And also, like, let's be fair. How much of a fight are the others really putting up here?
Yeah.
And that should say enough.
Has Shea Adams had a better season than last season, though?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But I think Shane Long's had a better season than last season.
Yeah, we've certainly seen more of them. There we go. Right, that has been a very long section of this awards ceremony. I think we've chatted about this quite a bit. So there is our team of the season for merit on the pitch and for how they've played over the entirety of the season, not over the last 13 games, which has been rather forgettable. Venom's got a good point. Shea scored 8 goals, though. I don't know what to do. I'm leaving it. There we go. Fantastic stuff. That is our team of the season. Right, moving on to player of the season. Feel free to vote for Shea in this one.
Yeah, that's the last we're talking Shane Long tonight. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So looking at player of the season, I think there's really, again, only one real candidate here, isn't there? In terms of who it is.
It's just one, isn't it? I mean,
James Ward-Prowse, isn't it?
It's got to be. Like, who else is it going to be?
Yeah.
Most goals. And everyone's a banger.
Yeah. How many free kicks this season? Is it 4 or 5?
It's, he's closing in on Beckham. And he's just, there's a reason everyone's talking about him. And this, he's not going. He's ours.
No.
And to anyone think that those West Ham sort of thing, like, I'll be amazed. I'll be insanely shocked if it's anyone of that sort of ilk. It just won't be. Like, if the club, the new owners have backed Ralph and Ward-Prowse, and have just fired the backroom staff, they ain't getting rid of Prowsey.
Yeah. So let's just shouts for Kyle Walker-Peters in here.
Yeah, Kyle Walker-Peters obviously gets that big shout, huge shout.
He's already won an award tonight, so
exactly.
we're looking at sharing this around. But again, as we said, Prowsey could probably win everything tonight. He's had his moments. He's had his moments of utter stupidity. But for me, it's got to be James Ward-Prowse. And in terms of the free kicks that we've been lucky enough to witness live, I think the only one we missed was the Leeds away game. But we have seen some incredible ones. I think the one I was most shocked with was the Wolves one. But unfortunately, that didn't really count for anything because, of course, we lost that game. But it was still amazing to watch. Literally watch it, how long it was in the air. But that one at Palace, oh my goodness. The noise. The noise of it hitting the stanchion. It was just like,
It's what it is. It's the ripple of the net sound, isn't it? I love it. That was the one. That was the pure ASMR football right there. It's just if it wasn't for the fact that the video for the vlog is mainly the loudest thing is me and you going like if you just took our voices out of it, I would listen to that to go to bed. I mean, that's good stuff.
It was pretty amazing, and a lot of fun to watch that one. So there we go. I think it's got to be. I'm looking for a picture now. I was fortunate enough to present James with his award earlier today, actually in the early hours of the morning because it was dark at the stadium. So there we go. That's Ward-Prowse with his Matchday Vlogs Player of the Season award.
That's not a can of San Pellegrino.
Underneath that plinth is a Twix. So
limited edition can.
That's the one. So there we go. Our Player of the Season, which is James Ward-Prowse. Fantastic stuff. Easy win. 11 goals. 11 goals.
Madness.
So close. That's been updated.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. I think it's 15 now.
Yeah. But there we go. Fantastic. Right, we can move on. That was a nice easy one, wasn't it?
It was a good one.
To officially our final category of the evening. There's a couple of bonus ones after this, which will just be a bit of fun. But goal of the season. Despite the horrific results of late, we have seen some amazing goals this season from some unlikely players as well. I'm thinking of Peru in the FA Cup versus West Ham. Thinking Stuart Armstrong as well against Coventry in the round prior to that fixture. And of course, all those James Ward-Prowse goals. But do you have a standout one, Jack?
For me, the two FA Cup ones, really stand out because always from open play, I always find it just catches you off guard. At least with Ward-Prowse, you're like, this could go in, and when it does, it's amazing. It's a different feeling. But when Peru just picks the ball up 35 yards out, and it's like, watch this, and it's just, oh, it was amazing. It really just set the night off on it. I mean, we were in those awful seats, and I was not having a good time. And then that happened. I was like, oh, here we go. I love the FA Cup. So that one really sticks out.
It does, and just the way he hit it, and we were able to sort of follow it, and it sort of twisted between the defensive players that I think caught the goalkeeper off guard, but he just hit it with such venom, and it was just, it was really something to watch.
That goal was so good that it made me forget about the Armstrong one against Coventry, because that was also an amazing goal, an insanely good goal. It was almost just sort of like Peru. A couple of weeks later, was like, watch me top this. I remember after the Peru goal, the player saying that these FA Cup balls are really fun to hit. Yeah, they look really fun to hit. But that goal, to be fair, obviously you weren't at that game. And Ian, who I was there with, left at 90 minutes because he had to go to a gig. So I was there extra time all by myself, thinking this is going to be the worst football in the game of the season for me. Little did I know what was about to come, but that's fine.
Yeah.
And then Stewie just hit that, and I was like, oh my God, what a way to do it. So, beauty of the FA Cup in that kit as well. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two goals are pretty similar in terms of the positioning. I mean, this one's slightly further out. I thought the Stuart Armstrong one, he just made that look so easy. It's just like, what? So what?
I think so did Peru, to be fair. I think Peru's one is so not nonchalant, but even his celebration where he's just like, did you see what I just did?
Yeah, he was. That was quite something to behold, and was certainly an impressive strike. And of course, we can't forget the little-known Ward-Prowse goal, which I think was officially voted goal of the season by the club in terms of that free kick from Wolves. But just by the way, it went everywhere, and it was just so far out. But we've seen him score from that range before in the season prior to this up at Newcastle. Absolute smashed it from a similar distance, and just
it's insane.
It's insane.
I would also like to put forward his goal against Brighton purely because of that cheeky back heel, with the fact it was open play, and then the scenes afterwards, the proper limbs when that went in, wasn't it? It was.
I've got all the pictures.
Look at that. See that alone, for that picture alone.
That's true. That was a great goal.
Great goal. I just want to give Prowse a little bit of props for his. I think it was his only a second. Oh my God, we forget about his volley from open play as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, he scored so many good goals this season.
The one against Spurs.
Yeah, but they were all just bangers.
Yeah. Wow.
Cheers, Prowse.
Yeah, so many great memories. But yeah, no, that was quite something to watch, and it was definitely the Prowse show on that one. So I'm gonna have to go to the chat section to see what they're going with. But in terms of my vote, this might shock everyone. Actually, I'm gonna go with Peru.
Do you know what? Can I say? Peru is who I wrote down.
Really? Look at that.
Peru is who I wrote down.
Just by the sheer venom of how he hit it and how far out it was, for me, I mean, Prowse was obviously great, and like you said, the one against Brighton.
Against Man City as well. Actually, he did. That was a good goal. That was a good goal. Let's not give that a bit of props. But I think there's just something a bit extra special about being from open play, it being
Absolute
a fullback
screamer.
Absolute screamer in the FA Cup. It's just like this. That's a wicked goal. And Prowse's got loads of awards, and we left Peru out of the squad. So
yeah, we feel bad.
We feel bad. Everyone gets one.
Yeah. So let's go through the chat section, see what they're thinking. Me and Jack are going for the Peru. Tristan saying either Peru, Armstrong, or Ward-Prowse. They could all win it. Absolutely right. James Ward-Prowse against Wolves, but special mention of Stu against Coventry. Open play goal of the season, Stuart Armstrong. Oh yeah, Shea versus Watford. That's
it's a good goal. Yeah. But that goal's more annoying than anything because it's like that he made that really hard thing look really easy, and he made everything else look super difficult.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. FA Cup ones, Peru and Stuart Armstrong. Yep, Lots of it there. Peru against West Ham by member Erratic Bots.
Brozier Palace. Good goal.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's on loan, so, we're still sad. But that was a great goal as well. Yeah, it's a good shout. He's gone. Get over it.
Yeah, he's out.
So, yeah. Brozier goal against West Ham as well, yeah, where he muscled round and sort of, that was another one of his great goals where he scored it out of nothing. But there we go. I've made a decision by help of Jack and the chat session, and we're going to go with this guy.
Big stuff. And that was probably the hardest category to win this year.
It was, yeah.
Without
it
a doubt.
really was. Really was. So there we go. And do you know what was extra fun about that game? Is the fact that we all looked at the team sheet and thought, oh, that was a nice run in the cup run. Just not expecting anything from the game.
Remember that fella that was sat in front of us? He was livid.
Yeah. But there we go. Roman Peru with an absolute screamer from outside the box. And yeah, fantastic stuff. Love it. Great stuff. Right. That concludes our official categories. We're now going to move on to the more fun ones. There's just a couple. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do away food or vlog? Should do away food, shouldn't we?
I say away food because vlog's a good one to end on.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
It'd be weird if we ended it on food.
Yeah, it would. It would be slightly strange. So, if you went to an away game this season, let us know where had the best food. In fact, let us know where had the worst food, in your opinion. But in terms of, we're going to be voting this on. Is this just going to be on pies? We doing some pies?
I mean, I guess so. I
think we just had beer and pies. We didn't really try the selection.
I had some goujons.
Oh yeah.
Goujons, and I believe, Goujons at Palace. I'm also going to count the Snow Stadium in this and the Salisbury ones, but I'm going to count all the away days we went to this season.
Like it.
Because I had a pretty tasty burger at Salisbury, as I recall.
Okay.
Going all the way. Doesn't that seem like a long time ago?
It does pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
So was it the under? It was a reserves game, wasn't it?
It was the reserves game. It was the first time we saw Daniel Simiu play for the first time, and I think maybe Thierry Small, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few faces we saw at that game, so that was a fun one. And we saw them play at the Snow Stadium as well.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. And I think I had chips and curry sauce there, so we are changing it up. There are a few different things to take into account. But I think for me, hands down's got to be the Spurs pie, which is I went back for seconds. It's the best thing ever.
Do you know what? I'd forgotten about that, but that smashed it. That was really, really good.
Insanely good pie. And then you pair that with the beer.
The Beavertown Ale. Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to give Spurs an award, but yeah, fair play. That was pretty amazing.
Is the thing. I feel like they're about to get 2 awards, so let's...
Yeah. But I think that deserves a shout. I think the pie I had at Burnley was nice, but I wasn't convinced that it was beef. It said it was, but it's a very light coloured meat for beef, and
that is an issue. That is an issue. Going back, finding that. I actually asked Mike to find me a clip last night of the Palace game, and that brioche bun. Some great. That was probably the best after probably the West Ham fans. That was probably the best cameo we've had this season. That was proper funny special. Watching it back. So those big shout out to the burger at Crystal Palace. And I paid £5 for goujons, which is ridiculous. But after I finished their goujons, I was actually like, they were pretty good actually. So.
They were pretty good. There was plenty on offer there actually, and
I think the concourse in general at Palace. I think Selhurst was a nice ground.
Yeah, it was decent. A little bit compact. I think a little bit cozy when things started to pack in. But yeah, no, good show there. Also mentioned to Chelsea's pies. I think I remember them having very good pies in previous season. Not so good this time, and they didn't have a full bar staff running. So absolute mess. Stamford Bridge, sort it out. Nothing to do with the ownership, anything like that. It's just to do with this was before that. So, they were a mess before that. I don't
Exactly,
know where I'm going with this, so.
and to just reaffirm, the Molyneux was a disgrace.
Yeah. Yeah.
The tea wasn't good. Didn't finish the pie.
I can't remember what I had. I had a Coke because I was driving. I remember now.
I remember we had a nice McDonald's on the way home.
We did. And on the way.
That was, and what? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's when I introduced you to the milkshake espresso shop.
Yeah, this is a good. Jack needs to tell everyone about this. Go on. Go.
Yeah, if the best thing you can do at McDonald's, especially in the morning or any time, is to get one of the vanilla milkshakes and get one of their espressos and just drop that bad boy in there and get yourself an espresso shake, as it is immense.
There you go. You had it here first.
The best bit of advice I've ever gotten from a Tinder date.
Let's see if anyone's in the chat section got some thoughts on away day scran. Chloe's going with the Brighton burger. I tell you, the Brighton pie I had was kind of average, but it's just a St Mary's pie, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
same pies.
You know what? Yeah, I got through that pretty quickly because it was the same as St Mary's, and we were having quite a good chat with some of the lads in the concourse, weren't we? So I don't really remember that pie. So it wasn't that much of a standout.
Yeah.
But big up to that. Let's say the best. I will say the best thing about that was the service station, just the little petrol station that we stopped into, which had a Dunkin' Donuts, a Subway, and a big American candy can. And I was like, "This is great." So
where was that? What, when we went to Brighton?
When we went to Brighton, and then I came back in the car. I was like, "Dude, I got milk duds and donuts."
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Nice. I'm going with Jack's choice. I don't think Mike ever eats. I assure you, I do eat.
He does. He's just an absolute villain, and only films me doing it.
Someone's got to hold the camera. That's all I'm saying.
Mike gets to the game early, eats, and then waits for me to arrive, pie in hand. He's like, "Jack, what do you think?" Oh, so
there we go. Fantastic stuff. Yeah. So let's lock this down. It's going to be Spurs.
Got it.
What was the name of that pie?
I think it's just called the Spurs pie, and it's just like it's just a mincemeat pie. I heard somebody describe it as a spaghetti bolognese in a pie without the tomato, and I was like, that is what that is.
Yeah, almost like a moussaka.
No. This one is literally just. Oh, God.
But that sort of lamb mince. Do you know what I
mean? Yeah. It's great.
I don't think I've ever said moussaka on this show before, but it just sounded great on the mic.
It was the thing I was most excited about going back to Spurs, because I remember we went there the season before, and I had it. I was like, I wish I had 2, and then this time I was like, I'm getting 2.
Yeah.
Next season I might get 3.
First award, Spurs has won. Yeah, stick that in your trophy cabinet.
They'll make a DVD of this. They really enjoy it.
Yeah, so I'm sure I have Daniel Levy on the phone and say, would you mind just re-recording that and just, so we can stick some emotional music behind it. I said, yeah, the best pie and beer we've had was at the Spurs Stadium. Yeah, that's what we did. So there we go. Congratulations to Tottenham Hotspurs for your pie and to your big screens with a VAR thing on it. We like those too. There we go. Right. Now for the big one. The vlog of the season. The whole heart of our concept of our channel. What has been the best one? We've had a few fun away days actually.
I think all the away days have been really good this season. Despite what the score is, I think they've just been good days out.
Mm-hmm.
Even Wolves in reality should have been a poor day out, but I got home thinking that was a fun day.
Yeah.
Although I couldn't really wait to get out of Wolverhampton.
Yeah. But we have dodged some because I know we were trying to get to some away fixtures, and I think Villa was one, and Brentford game was one, and we were almost looking at the Leicester one. So I think we've dodged quite a few. But I think extra special shout to the Southampton away support. I mean, all Southampton fans get a tip of the hat from me. But in terms of our showing at away games, it's been fantastic. Yeah. And the fact that here we are as season ticket holders with a decent away allocation. I mean, we don't go to every away game. I'm not pretending we do, but we struggle to get tickets. And I think that is testament to little Southampton and the fact that there are representation on the road. So extra round of applause to Southampton away support. It's great when we can be with you. We are with you. We
Yeah,
do try.
everyone talks about Newcastle being like a really bad, they suffer a lot from how north they are. But it's like, well, it's
We're at the
almost
other end.
we're at the other end. It's almost
Yeah,
just as bad for us. Thank God Bournemouth are up for next season because that'll be a nice little 40-minute jolly if
yeah,
we can get
exactly.
tickets to it. That is.
Yeah, exactly. So we just need we need Bournemouth to come up and Plymouth to come up, and maybe one of the Bristol clubs, and then we'll be happy.
I like how you said one of those other teams, the one that's in League One. I like how you missed them out.
So just dodging weed. They can do what they want. It's fine. It's fine. They got bigger things to think about.
There's a part of me that every season just goes, I want to see another derby. Can you just stop being rubbish for a minute? For a
I know what you
minute
mean.
so we can have a game.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. So but yeah, we've had some great away days. There was some decent home games as well. I think the Brentford home game was a lot of fun.
For sure.
Everton, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I did. What's really sad is I remember at one point of the season coming home and like talking to someone, and they'd be like, "Oh, what was the score last night?" I was like, "Oh, Southampton won." They went, "Oh, they won again." I was like, "I know it's going really well for us. It's quite fun being a Saints fan." And then when I look back at some of the vlogs, like before we came on, I was just a little flick through, but like, what did we watch this season? I was like, "Oh yeah, we were." This was when it was. I was happy then. I remember that. I remember being happy. And then it stopped. So there have been a lot of good games this season. As bad as it's been, there have been some real big highlights. I've been as wild in the stands as I think I've ever been this season. I've gone crazier than I've ever gone crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I think the benchmark is Swansea when we watched it at the ground. I think none of us could have. We went really ape that night when that Gabbiadini goal went in. But if we're talking about actually in the stands, I think there's some insane stuff this season.
Yeah, and coming out of a time when we've not been able to get to games, it's almost made us appreciate the whole experience, and it's definitely been a driver for me going to more away games and things like I used to get more time to do that, and
for sure. Just seeing a different part of the country. I know when we were driving up to Wolves and just sort of like you sort of hit that certain point, you're like, oh, it's just different, isn't it? This is nice. It's just nice not to be. It's nice to go somewhere and lean into your accent a little bit. I love that. I love going on a wedding. You're right there, my lover. I love doing it. There's something about it. I just love doing it. Even when I went to Brixton the other day, there's a few times that you could catch me going, "You're right there, my love. If I can have one," I will just do it. I don't know why. I just enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. Let me go over to the chat section and see what they're voting on. And thanks again to everyone who's watched all our episodes as well. We really appreciate the support for the channel. It means a great deal. So let's go through some of these. Spurs away, 100%. Close also going for Spurs away. Definitely a Spurs game. Spurs away and Everton home vlog. Yeah, that was a good one, yeah. Spurs away. Oh, brilliant. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed.
And the correct answer is all of them.
All of them, there were, some were more fun to make than others. That is for sure. I'll definitely say that. But just in terms of the whole atmosphere and everything that went with it, the whole prediction of, that romantic prediction of 3-2, reverting back to the last time we were at that stadium on an FA Cup replay, and my brother giving a 3-2 prediction there where we lost 3-2. So to go back to the first time at the stadium with capacity crowd and win 3-2 and in the way we did as well, and even the extra things like that VAR decision, the fact when they drawed level, and I'm thinking that's just savage, and then celebrating that VAR overturning the goal.
How many times have you watched that one back?
I think that's got about 6,000 views, and I think I've watched it 5,000 times at least.
No, that makes sense because I've watched it about 1,000, so that racks in there. You're right. It's everything, isn't it? It's the perfect away day.
Yeah,
and not only is it the perfect away day, but like you say, there is that great, there's the great little story behind it for you and Dave. And it was one of those things that when we finished it 3-2, I'm not a God-fearing man, Mike, but that was one of those times I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, that's something happened tonight, and I'm just gonna not question some stuff for a little while. So it was, it was an amazing night. Even all the way up, getting there, even like on the train with the drunk Southampton fans on the at the beginning.
Oh, right.
To the Great Pie, to Son mugging me off, just everything. It was great. It was a great night. And then, like you say, that to have that was one of those times where everyone moans about VAR and how it can take away from moments, but that was one of those times where it made a moment. So it's like, this is absolute scenes, and it was unreal, wasn't it? Unreal.
Absolutely unreal. And to actually then leave that stadium and realise I was literally wearing club shop and thinking like walking through North London, thinking like, oh goodness, what have I done here? But all the Spurs fans are like, fair play to you. You came here to play football, and not a lot of teams do that. And we got a lot of credit from Spurs fans that night. I think that they saw us as worthy winners. So, yeah, fantastic. What a result. What a result that was.
Yeah. That's the... I know a lot of people keep joking, like, people think our winning at Spurs this season might have been a trophy, but that's what you have to point to every time someone says Ralph out or they're not good enough. It's like that. They can do that. That's a thing that they can do. How do we make them do that consistently? And that's what we're striving for. So it's just a good video. Just a blooming good video.
It's a very good video. Very good video indeed.
Do you think that might be our most watched video on YouTube that we've won? Surely.
Let me check. I'll have a look.
It must be, because I don't. I'm sure a lot of you may or may not know, but the views on this channel really go ape when we lose by a fair amount.
Yeah. Sort by most viewed. Let's have a look. Let's do another season ticket one. That's doing well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. It's not coming up at the moment, but it's get off the Wi-Fi. Try the 4G. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yes, it is. Shall I tell you what's before it?
Talk to me.
I got Premier League season ticket rankings.
Obviously.
So, yeah.
Best video you've ever done, to be fair. That's that one. That one was that goes up. It goes ticket ranking video. Me dropping my hat. Spurs video.
Yeah. It's hilarious, that one, because I got loads of people sort of saying, I can't believe this channel's got 300 subscribers and it's got this level of quality. I went nuts on that though. I did go nuts. Spent way too much time on it. And then we got the 8-goal. No, we got the 1-0 defeat this season to Wolves. It's got 9,000 views. Wow. And then we got England game, Newcastle at home. Oh, that wasn't that long ago. Oh. And then something with Leicester. Don't like that one. And then the Tottenham one. So there we go. Hooray.
I'm always very worried that one day I'll update my cloud and I will find the videos from that Leicester game. Because they're about somewhere. I think they're on. In fact, I've got an old phone that I'm sure that they're on, but that phone is broken. So if that phone ever comes to life again,
bury it now.
I have. It's under an oak tree in the New Forest.
But on the flip side of that, I've got watching with a Pompey fan when I had my mate over and we watched the Portsmouth Southampton Carabao Cup tie where we beat them 4-0.
What I will say, what I love about that video is, Mrs. Matchday Vlogs doesn't like it when you're mean to your guest.
Yeah.
And I was invited to that night, but I couldn't make it. I would not be allowed around the house ever again if I was there. I would have been so mean to him. I would have been all up in his face. It would have been awful. Maria would never look at me the same again. She'd be like, "You can't go to the football with him anymore."
And I want everyone to know, if anyone thought that I was a little bit harsh on him, if we lose, he texts me immediately.
Yep.
Immediately. That went well, didn't it? Haha. Or just something nonchalant. It was just like, so don't worry. We it's fair. All fair in love and war and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Well, if I can make it unfair, I will take them down.
Oh, dear. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Thank you so much, Isaac. Twix ears. Free.
Get in.
It's a shame we can't stay consistent, in my opinion. We should sell Diallo. I think he is useful as a hot dog. Sorry, I'm going to read that properly because I was laughing off it. I think he is as useful as a hot dog at a vegetarian convention. There we go.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him go, but Mike still has to get the shirt. In fact, put that £5 to the printing.
£5 towards the printing of the yellow shirt. You need to score one. Stop giving me a hard time.
It'll be fine one day.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Isaac, for your support for the channel. Really does make a difference. Right, so some of these. If anyone's got anything else, because we're just into the realms of chat now. We're done with the things. So in terms of like maybe a season review or something like that.
It's time to kick it back now. Did you all think this was real? You're silly.
Yeah, this is the after show party. Woo! What's going on over there?
Have Roma won yet?
Oh, they're still winning. Here we go. There's a question here. Will you be doing update videos regarding what's happening at the club while waiting for next season? I think so. I think we will. I think we'll try and sort of jump on and, perhaps do a few kind of midweek catch-ups in terms of whether it be transfer news, whether it's fixtures. There's talk of a friendly in Austria that maybe we'll be keeping an eye on the flights to see if there's something that makes sense for a bit of fun for that. So I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about, and I think there's going to be plenty of ins and outs. Whether that's good or bad, we shall see.
Listen, I've got no football to watch now, really. I've got Champions League, and then we got, to be fair, I've got the Women's World Cup, which I'm, is it the Women's Euros?
Yeah. Women's Euros, yeah.
Yep. So I'm looking forward to watching all that. But my main thing for the next few months will be updating what's going on with the transfers and stuff like that. So I'm sure I will try and compile evidence to bring forth to the jury throughout the summer. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
And plus, got new kit. Once that new kit releases, you know. In fact, I've already seen like 4 or 5 concepts in the past week, and I'm like, oh, fun stuff.
I mean, Hummel did such an amazing job this season. Yeah. I just looked at my wardrobe and thought, I really can't buy at the same rate that I bought this season because there's nothing else but Saints gear in my wardrobe at the moment.
Yeah, I have 2 full drawers of Southampton right now. But I think that's good though. I've always thought that was good. I've always throughout my life I've always had the Southampton drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And it at one point became a Southampton briefcase, and then I left Mum's house, and then recently she's brought said suitcase back, so it's a lot of Southampton shirts right now. But it tells a story, doesn't it? And one day you'll be able to lay out all your Southampton shirts and be like, "Oh my god, look how fat I got."
Yeah, I wish I could fit into these. Yeah, I often think like, should I be buying larges? Because I can't see me getting any slimmer than this, So maybe. There we go.
Commit, mate. Just commit to it.
Indeed. There are Ings have been made available for transfer, so as Vestgaard doesn't surprise me one bit. That Ings one surprises me a bit. That seems a little bit.
That doesn't surprise me.
No.
However, I'm the bigger man, and I'd welcome him back on a free at a wage cut.
Do you know what? I would too.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say.
If we paid less than 10 million for him, I'd allow it.
Yeah. I certainly would want him being on a wage packet that then would strangulate the rest. But I think have to wait and see on that one. Whether or not it would make sense. It's a great question from Josh though. Would you prefer Forest or Huddersfield to go up? For me, it's Forest.
Yeah, Forest.
Shorter away day. So
shorter away day, and I kind of like the idea of Nottingham Forest being the top flight. They're European Cup winners, you know what I mean? They got more Champions Leagues than Man City, so they should be up there.
It's such a unique name as well. But quite like to see Sheffield Wednesday come up. Do you know what I mean? Because
I prefer Wednesday up
Ted
than
Lasso
United. Thing. They only play on a Wednesday? No.
They're playing Sheffield Wednesday Saturday. I don't want to ruin it for everyone. It's very funny.
Everybody go watch Ted Lasso.
Indeed.
And if you can find it, Dream Team from the early 2000s, which is the second best TV show about football.
Oh, okay. I'll check that one out.
Yeah, it's so hard to find, but it's just it was a Sky One soap drama thing about. It was amazing. It was so good. They used to color correct that. So every week the game would be whatever the Chelsea game was, and they would just color correct the shirts from blue to purple. And then the worst green screen you've ever seen. It was the best thing ever. It was the great. One time they wrote off the entire squad by making the manager drive the coach into a wall and blow up. Oh, it was amazing. It was such a good show. Everyone go find Dream Team.
Amazing. A few other questions here. Do you think Broja will stay at Chelsea next season, or if he'll go out on loan? I think he's going to go out on loan again. But isn't that new rule that they have to sell?
There's a minimum. There's now a maximum loan thing for Chelsea, and Chelsea's squad is deep. By the time you bring all those money players, so I'm sure they're gonna have to have a little bit of a shed. But their new owners are all approved, so it's not like their transfer bans on or anything like that.
No,
Chelsea will be in every club. It should be really interesting this summer.
Yeah, really. I think it's going to be loads of movings around. I think in terms of the rumours that are going to flood in for the likes of James Ward-Prowse over the coming weeks, I'm cautious. And after what happened with Ings last season, I don't think he'll rule anything out. But that's very different because Ward-Prowse has got about 4 years left on his contract, and Ings had a year, and there was a decent offer that came in, and that just made sense.
And we all knew that Ings had an eye on the way out anyway, whereas Prowse doesn't. He doesn't. All I'll say is just unless you see it from Adam Blackmore, BBC, or Dan Sheldon, I think, or maybe Dan Sheldon. I think maybe Dan might be going, but let's use from reputable sources. Just don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. If you see TalkSport say anything, just don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, seriously, it's absolutely fine. I mean, does he get in a top 4 side as a starting player? I'm not sure he does. If I'm honest, can I see him going to a West Ham? I think the money that West Ham will need to spend, they'll probably look at that money and go, yeah, we could spend 60 million on this, or we could buy some players in positions that we actually need. But of course, you could see a knock-on effect if Declan Rice moves on, despite being offered silly money at the club to stay. So
Southampton needs
to. There's been an attraction going to West Ham.
We need to give Ward-Prowse like an Mbappe equivalent. So I think what Mbappe got 300 mil, 100 mil, 300 mil signing bonus, 100 mil a year, gets to choose the director of football and the coaches, and get say on transfers. So let's just give Prowse the equivalent. We'll give him, we'll give him a shop in the Marlins. Get him some Slim Chickens vouchers, maybe some Red Dog Saloon vouchers.
Yeah, good shout.
We'll just sort him out. He gets hire and fire and rights on all the burger vans outside the stadium.
Showcase cinema, whatever film he wants. Even on a weekend.
He will have his own. He has his own recliner in every screen.
Yep.
Absolutely. They're shutting down the Odeon, aren't they? So I think they just give him that.
Maybe that's it.
I know Neymar gets a hotel every time he scores, so maybe we can give him like a room at the Ibis business.
Yeah. But just talking on that Mbappe deal, I mean, I hate it.
It's madness.
So much because it's like
anti-football,
yeah, and I don't want to disrespect Ligue 1. I don't, but I have to draw conclusion that it's not a top league. And
when the Liga are saying, "Yo, calm down," you know there's a problem.
Yeah. Like he wants to go and play for Real Madrid. Just let him go play for Real Madrid, and But it's just the whole kind of money aspect of it. It's just like he must be thinking. Because how old is he now? He's 22.
Yeah, 22. I had a really good comparison to like LeBron James, where they gave LeBron pretty much the same sort of deal. Right. And he had a very successful career, but no one really likes him.
Yeah.
Unless you play for your team, no one really likes him. And Mbappe is kind of, I think, keep in mind, it's only a 2-year extension. It's only to 2025.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
Nuts.
That's mad. You've given him all this power for him in 2 years to be like, right, I am now going to Madrid now that I'm 25 and really in my prime. Thanks for letting me have control of your entire club for 2 years.
100 million signing on bonus, was it?
So it's a 300 million signing on bonus. Okay. And I think it works out to 100 mil a year. So that over those 3 years, it'll be 300 mil plus 300 mil, so 600 mil really, plus whatever Golden Boot, Ballon d'Or trophy bonus he has as well. That'll be in there as well. So let's say that's got to rack up to, let's say, close to $1 billion.
So on the flip side of that, and you're looking at the likes of FIFA Fair Play, how do you make that work?
You don't, and that is why La Liga are like, come on. It's a lot like Watford and Burnley going after Everton. Yeah, a part of you might think that's sour grapes, but in reality, if they don't say it and if they don't go for it, no one will look at it. So, the La Liga president is, they do a lot of weird stuff over there. They wanted to do they want to do the El Clasico in America and bits and bubble, and then trying to reign in Barcelona and all that kind of stuff. So. But on this account, he is very much right. You have to say, what is this about? There was an agreement put in place, and you've done this mad thing. Like, FIFA Fair Play. I mean, what do PSG don't win enough? They only win one trophy, maybe two a year.
Well, there's commercial rights and image rights and stuff like that. So
but he owns his own image rights. That's the part of it as well. He owns his own image rights.
So the club's not profiting from that.
No.
So it's just such a mess, and this whole thing with Everton. I mean, fair play, they stayed up, but you can't ignore the fact that they spent more than 500. Well, they made losses of over 500 million pounds over the course of 3 years, and if FIFA fair play don't come for them, it's open playing, isn't it? It's just fair game. Everything, nothing will be off limits, and it was kind of like set off when Man City got around their Champions League bans and all this kind of stuff, and perhaps looking at this one, maybe they wish they were banned from this season's Champions League. But the fact that they got away with that is kind of opened the door, and all this sort of talk of but now Everton have to put through all their transfer requests to the Premier League, and they're in agreement and they've made a deal. It's like, I don't care if you made a deal, you broke the rules, and you broke the rules in a way that left two other clubs extremely exposed and has caused one to be relegated from the Premier League. So what's the point in FIFA Fair Play? Get rid of it if that's what you're going to do. But it infuriates me, the fact that happened, the fact that the Super League, that they get fined like £1.5 million or £3 million or £5 million or whatever it was, and the fact that someone can't keep up their books and they get a 10-point deduction just because they're not in the top half of the table. They get a 10-point deduction. They got huge fines in compared to the size of the clubs. It's just so wrong.
We're one of those clubs that have gone into administration. So we've had the full reign.
We've had the points deduction,
but because we're not a top six club, and it happened to us in the Championship, the worst part of it, no one seems to care. I watched a panel talk about this. I think it might have been the kickoff or something, and they were talking about it's all bad. But it's like, but if you start raining down on this, then they're going to have to start looking at City, and they're going to have to start looking at Chelsea. And I was like, well, good. Start looking at Chelsea. Start looking at City. Already, you need to look at Newcastle. They've not done anything yet, but that's a coming.
Yeah.
And it's that's how you balance these things off. People say, how do you end these reign of terror? It's like the rules take an effect.
Yeah. And in a certain respect, when they say, we're going to have a look at all the other clubs, no, don't worry about that for now. Just sort out the issue with Everton and address anything that's left outstanding with Man City, because that's all that really matters. Because if they don't address anything, then the others are just going to be like, well, they got away with it. What about them? What about what they did? It's like,
I do think the plus side is that more people are talking about it and more people are getting angry about it. The fact that the Super League attempted to happen and it was the biggest fan thing going, I don't think so, and it got stopped. And now you've got the Mbappe deal, which literally no one likes. PSG fans don't like it. Football fans, no one likes that. No one thinks that's a good deal, and it's Mbappe because as a club trying to keep James Ward-Prowse, I like the idea of a local boy playing for his club the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's done it not because he loves the club, but because the club are about to give him everything in the world and say you can also leave in a couple of years.
Yeah,
it's madness.
Yeah, it's pretty wrong. I mean, every single football club works under different financial capabilities. And, whenever we talk about these kind of issues, people talk about salary caps and stuff like that. I, for one, am not too crazy about that because I want to see the best players in the Premier League. I want to see, the likes of a Haaland and, maybe an Mbappe at some stage come and play in the Premier League. But if that then means that we have a grossly unfair system. But that's just pretending that it's fair at the moment, and it's not. It's not at all. We have a certain tier of football which is being played with an open checkbook, and a certain tier of football which is not. But the real crux of it is the difference of quality on the pitch on some occasions ain't that different. So that's what makes it interesting, exciting. But something's got to give. Something's got to be put in place to say you can't do that. And we were hoping FIFA Fair Play was that, but FIFA Fair Play is garbage. It's not working. No one cares. No one's taking a blind bit of attention to it. And if Everton get off scot-free, it's done. I'm telling you now, it's done. If nothing happens,
because if they don't get Everton,
done.
They won't go for City.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's no way you can do it. And I get it. I get it. The sense that the Premier League will be looking at these big clubs which bring in a lot of revenue because people are tuning in to watch certain players play football, and they kind of go, well, we don't want to fine them too much because they're bringing a lot of revenue for the league. I get that. But what do we do? What do we do?
There's two things, mate. When Gary Neville runs for Prime Minister, we all make sure he gets in. Because they bring those independent adjudicators in, which is what we desperately need. We need that outside source, like non-football related, nothing that's touching the money of the game. Like we need people to come and lay the law down. Second of all, it will never touch non-league, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
End of the day, mate. End of the day, if we want to walk over to the Heath and I want to watch Harlequins and drink £2.50 Carlsbergs and have a really good night out, I can, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Southampton will be fine, mate. Southampton will be fine. If I end up watching Southampton in a weird Premier League where Leicester are the best team because they've all swanned off to a European, whatever, I won't watch that European thing. I'll watch my English pyramid because that's what I care about. That's what I care about.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
And I care about the respect of it. So
yeah. And a lot of me looks at I don't want to get relegated, but you look at the Championship and you think like, God, that looks a bit of fun. Fulham can go through a season and score over 100 goals, and it seems a bit more like everyone can beat everyone on their occasion. And
it's much less toxic down there. There's a part of me that's sort of like, I love the Premier League. I love that we're in the best league in the world. But there's also a bigger part of me that's like, I hate top six sides. I hate top six punditry. I hate all of that. I hate the money that's in it. And I would wish that we can go a season where we win 35 games and score 200 goals. It'd be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
look at this. Got locals to the Harlequins.
Yeah, big up my SP2 massive. Raw SP2 in the house.
What? Ha, ha, ha.
You can't do it, mate. You're not SP2 and you don't pretend you are. Don't put on the colours, yeah? Unless you're going to rep the country, the colours.
SP5.
And no, not the London Harlequins. We're talking about the Bemerton Heath Harlequins, the only one. Moon Stadium. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Balco's Burgers.
Yeah, keeping it interesting, keeping it exciting. I mean, this season we were never in the relegation discussion, apart from maybe 2-3 weeks ago, where it was mathematically possible, but throughout the course of the season we've never been in there. But you look at the way Everton and Leeds celebrated, you think like, oh, that was fun. When you sort of toyed with it. And then the last two games, you're like, wee.
I saw that and I went, that's a little bit sad.
Which one?
The Everton one. Mainly the Everton one.
No, but we get that. Yeah,
they were
2-0 down, and then they come back.
I get going mental, that's fine. But running on the pitch because you survive relegation.
Chad, do you remember that home game against Man City when there had to be like a 15-goal swing for us to get relegated instead of Swansea?
Yeah.
And there was still a pitch invasion at St Mary's then.
And even then, I was a bit. I'm happy we've won. Don't get me wrong, but we shouldn't be in this position. This barely surviving is not a thing to be grateful for.
Yeah. Oh, look at this, the new member. Welcome, Stevie.
Hey,
66.
what up, Stevie?
Go check out the fun emojis, and also there'll be extra things being put into the members section, so that pops up occasionally where you can come and join the debate. Not many people do, But I always put the link in there for future shows, so you'll be sure to check out those. So there we go. Thank you for support for the channel. So yeah, but I think it has been an exciting season. Perhaps not all the time for Southampton fans, but the fact it went down to the final game of the season for both relegation and the Premiership title kind of says it all, really, doesn't it? But I think this has been one of the good ones. Yeah.
Listen, it was one of the. If you look at the league itself, this was the most competitive league in the Premier League, maybe ever. The fact that the last game of the season came down to everything in the league was down to last day of the season.
Yeah, it's true.
Top 4, number 1, relegation, Europa, conference, literally top 10, everything came down to the last day. It was difficult, lemon difficult, and it's not going to get any easier. So let's hope for dear God's sake that this summer is as legit as we all hope it's going to be.
Absolutely. And as always, the papers are already sticking their relegation odds in. I pulled this image up. Let me put this one up. But this shows in regards to we are, where is it? 5-1 to be relegated. But I think this picture kind of says it all in our league. I think anyone from 10 down has a chance of being relegated, and that's just the Premier League, isn't it?
Yep.
Anyone in that bottom half of the table can go down.
Also, there's nothing to say that Newcastle bounce won't stop anytime soon. Come on, let's.
Yeah.
Imagine. Look at them. They're 6th, 75-1. They got better odds than Arsenal.
Yeah, but they've had a ridiculous
madness
end of the season. Absolutely ridiculous. I can see Tottenham doing well next season. I can see them picking up Conte's wish list now that they're in the Champions League.
Does Conte stay, though? That's the question.
It depends what Daniel Levy does.
I think you'll find it all depends on who Mbappe wants at PSG.
Wow.
Because it's not Poch. It's probably, I feel like that Poch Conte swap's coming.
You reckon? Wow.
Yeah.
But what's the attraction of going managing it? Because effectively you go win a Champions League or we'll hate you, and it never works out.
Yeah, mate. Granted, the Spurs pies are really, really, really good. But if Conte goes to PSG, they'd give him hotels. They give him.
Yeah, it's true.
You might as well. I don't care who you are. Like if somebody says, "Do you want to go to PSG for a year?" You'd be like, "Yeah, go on then." That's my life sorted. I don't have to do another thing. Play one season at PSG. Done. As much as I don't like it, you'd be silly not to do it.
Yeah. Southampton 15th again. Yeah. Did anyone stay for Lapa appreciation? Yes, I did, and it was a very quiet stadium. There we go. But no, I thought this was kind of interesting. But in regards to the way the table finished this season, I mean, a little bit funny that was it Villa only finished just above us.
Yeah, just above us.
So all that chat about we've got aspirations for Europe. We're going to be in the Champions League next season. No, you didn't. No, you weren't. Felt quite smug about that.
Have they signed Conte on the full? They have now, haven't they?
Coutinho,
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, they have. I mean, they're 5 points ahead of us. They won 4 more games than us. We only won 9 games this season. It's the same as Leeds. Oh, a lot of draws, though.
Yeah, lots of draws. Lots and lots of draws.
But we just needed to win some more games. And games that we could have won quite easily, I think.
If Villa signed Suarez and Sterling in the summer, that'd be good then, right? I love the idea of Gerrard just being like the kid on FIFA. Is like, I love Liverpool, so I'm just going to make an Aston Villa team with all the Liverpool players that aren't at Liverpool anymore.
Yeah.
Coutinho, Sterling, Suarez, the reanimated corpse of Robbie Fowler.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think we'll see some interesting things. I think certainly kind of case saying here, City with Haaland is going to be crazy. I want to watch next season. Looking forward to seeing him in the Prem, just not against us. I see another 9-0 inside. They're going to be ridiculous with Haaland. I think they'll change the style that they'll play.
Well, yeah. They currently play without a striker, so they would need to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I will say is that City already win everything, so I don't think you'll see that much of a change.
Yeah, I mean that 5-minute turnaround to take it from 2-0 down to 3-2 up was just ridiculous.
Can you imagine?
So,
Right.
yeah.
So obviously for that stream, I was in the studio, and I was doing vocals during that game. So it was on, and Jamie, who I was recording, didn't really care. So I had the game on the background, and I had to keep stopping takes because I was like, "It's going mental over there. Can we all just stop for another hour?" So because I don't know what's going on. This is insane.
I was struggling to keep hold of everything. It really was. Yeah, it was a nuts end of the season. Josh here, we lost to Norwich, Watford, Burnley, and Everton this season. Everton at home, Everton away. Sorry for us. We lost, but we beat them at home.
And we beat Norwich.
But, yeah, but the away Norwich defeat and the home Watford defeat and the away Burnley defeat. It just, and it wasn't. It was the manner that we played. You know, that Watford home game, I remember watching that, this first 15, 20 minutes, I thought, there's no way we're losing this. No way. Not a chance. And then all of a sudden they get a smashing grab goal. So, but there we go.
You think there's no way we can lose, and then the Saints come marching in.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. But there we go. We could chat about this all night. But as I said, we will be doing some follow-up shows. So don't worry, you're going to see us before July. We're not gone. We will be back in to talk about the new kits, talk about transfer rumours, talk about pre-season dates and stuff like that. But we'll definitely keep everyone in the loop as best we can. We've got some exciting things to announce coming up over the horizon, which we will share as soon as we possibly can. But it's looking to be a very fun summer for ourselves and hopefully for our beloved football club, who we hope will be doing just as much business, which we'd love to see. So there we go. And yeah, look at that. I too loved the banter between us and the Watford fans. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was fun indeed. But any final thoughts before we shut this one down?
If anybody's at the Total Saints podcast 200 thing on Friday, I'll see you there. Everyone should tune into it anyway because it's just a wicked show. Although I would rather you didn't, because what tends to happen is I listen to that show and then just regurgitate it here. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. But if anybody's there, I'll be there. So be nice to see some faces.
Yeah, awesome stuff. I am gutted that I can't get to that. So everyone who's going, we should say hello from me if you're there. And also, I believe the proceeds for all the tickets goes to the Saints Foundation as well. So definitely worth going along and perhaps having a pint and having some comforting words with a fellow Saints fan, which is always nice to do. It makes you feel better when you talk about this. Yeah,
I'm mainly going to shout at Dan Sheldon for writing that article about the 60 to 70 minute thing. That's mainly why I'm going.
Yeah, snitches get stitches. Tell them that.
I will quote you directly.
Oh, sounds wrong coming from me, doesn't it? Okay.
Sounds like a me thing, but fair play.
It does. We tried. Thanks so much to everyone who's joined us in the chat section. And if you're watching on replay and you've got this far, fair play to you. We definitely appreciate your support. As I said, we'll be back very, very soon. I'm sure we will, with more stuff to come. But as always, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. All right. See ya.
Bye.